I think we owe each other the responsibility to act with compassion and with understanding. I think that's what we owe to one another. So all my life I've been passionate about the eradication of extreme poverty. It started when I was 14 years old in the Philippines, and then spent a lot of time living in India and South Africa as I was growing up. All throughout history, music has been the anthem of social movements. And that's why I love music so much, because it can fuel people's creativity, people's excitement, people's belief that we can create change. In 2006, the G20 world leaders were coming through my hometown of Melbourne, Australia, and at the time I was studying at university. And me and my mate Dan had this idea to run this concert to coincide with the G20 meeting, because we were trying to convince the Australian government to increase its foreign aid levels. And it was this really small concert that one day exploded when we got this phone call from Bono, from U2 and from Pearl Jam, and they said they wanted to headline our show. Sure enough, they came on first and sang Rockin' in the Free World by Neil Young on our stage, and 1 million Australians signed on to our campaign that day. And we managed to convince the government to increase foreign aid by an additional $6.2 billion. Our whole movement was inspired by one of the final speeches that Nelson Mandela gave in Trafalgar Square in 2005, when he said that overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity, but an act of justice. Seeing extreme poverty firsthand made me realize that it really is the lottery of life, that I was born where I was born and someone else was born where they were born. We often like to think, well, I came from nothing and I deserve everything I've got, but the truth is, why do you deserve to be born where you're born and someone deserves to be born in extreme poverty? It is truly circumstantial. And so I really believe that because of that, we have this moral obligation to respond to the issues that are facing the world and ultimately affect all of us. These aren't challenges that exist just in a vacuum somewhere else, but they affect people all around the world, and increasingly they affect us all globally. So we can't act with a spirit of isolationism. We have to be global citizens and respond to these challenges collectively. Where I personally find my light is from my family, from my friends, from my faith. My dad, he's very traditional, and he kept on saying to me, Hugh, when are you going to get a real job? It was funny, I remember it wasn't until I got this award called Young Australian of the Year, where the Prime Minister took me to Canberra and to our nation's capital, and finally my dad said, okay, you can quit your job at the juice bar and you can start to work at Global Citizens at Oak Tree far more regularly. Global Citizen for me is an expression of my purpose. It's an expression of activism for those who want to use it. It's a platform for those that are willing to create change. It's a movement that is driving world leaders, business leaders, and philanthropists to step up and take action. So it's absolutely a point of light. Citizens like you and I and citizens on the other side of the planet can solve the same challenges together.